How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And you know what time it is. It is time for the joke of the day. If you're new to this channel, we do this 5 days out of the week. So here it comes. Why were the fish's grades so bad? It was below sea level. Not too bad. But anyways, what we're going to be talking about today is OCGN. They ended up having a green day on the Friday, and many are asking, hey, we need the update because we are going into Monday. So we won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance, those key levels, so we have a good idea of movement going into Monday and as well as for the rest of the week. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information. The short interest is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what was the buying and as well as the selling behavior like on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for OCGN. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $8.82, being up 1.50%. On the low, it tested $8.36, and then on the high, testing $8.86. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 12.906 million shares, and for the average volume over 10 trading days being at 78.512 million shares. So one thing that you can notice right away, big time difference when it comes down to the average volume compared to what was traded on Friday. But one thing that was clear though, we still saw some strength inside of the stock price. Now when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is at 46.67. And then when we take a look at the moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 21-day EMA, but we have strength above the 50-day, the 200-day, and as well as the 100-day. So this is great to see. So if we can maintain and hold support on the 50-day, it looks really good for OCGN to make another test going right here to $9, which you know is a psychological area. We could deal with a lot of selling pressure in this area as well. But like we saw on the Friday, testing the high of $8.86 going into Monday, or even throughout the week as it progresses, if we can get back to these levels and pass through $8.90, then of course I would look forward to seeing $9 being achieved. Now, as far as if it decides to pull back in a bearish case scenario on the Friday, we also did see it got down to $8.36. So if it was going to pull back further, then of course I'd want to see strength right off the 200-day around $8.25. You could even see here back on November the 11th when it did pull back, it pulled back all the way over here to around $8. So I don't want to see that again. We want to see it come off that 200. That is the best case scenario. So at least if we have a bounce, like I said, we can get back to 9 and then seeing if we could reach up to the 21-day EMA around $9.69. So we'll be very curious to see how OCGN performs, but continue to keep an eye on it. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for OCGN. So scrolling down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So we're going to be taking a look at the day of November the 12th from the filings. So we have a closed position from HSBC. We have Hightower Advisors that went in with a put and also took a position of just over 23,000 shares. We have another closed position here, another closed position, and we also do have another open position of 4,300 shares from Kings Point Capital Management. We have a closed position which was a put from Caption Management. Going down further, we have Quadrant Capital Group LLC that purchased 170 shares. Come on now. And we also have two closed positions, and we have another closed position here, and then we have another open position from Edmund D. Rothschild Holdings SA that purchased 3,200 shares, another closed position, and then we have CWA Asset Management that went in with calls. And when we go back even further, like you said, November the 12th was very busy. We had CWA that went in with a call. We have CWA Asset Management Group LLC that purchased purchased 2,230 shares. We have PSI Advisors LLC that purchased just over 2,000. And then we also have US Bank Corp that purchased 1,035. Oh, and this was actually on November the 10th. So now when we take a look at the short interest, the dark pool short volume ratio is at 48.31%. And then for the dark pool short volume being just under 3.1 million shares. As we scroll down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 2.2 million, updated 25 minutes ago. And the short ball fee rate is at 2.62%. As we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 11th, it was at 30.71. And now the close for the 12th, which was a Friday that just passed, it's at 48.31. So that is very high, significant increase there. And this is going to contribute to even more volatility inside of OCGN. And it's part of the reasons why I want to make sure you're prepared for that when the stock is going up and down, up and down. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for OCGN. So we can see here on the inflow, it was 24.13. And then on the outflow, it was 24.36. So very close there, but overall, it was an outflow day. When we take a look at the breakdown, we had 0 on the large, 15.23 on the medium, and then on the small, we had 8.90. When we take a look at the outflow side, we had 0 on the large. On the medium, we had 15.46, and then on the small, we had 8.90. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for Friday we had 0, and we also covered the other days as well in previous videos. When we take a look at the breakdown, you can see here for the small it was even, so we had equal buying and as well as selling. And then when you take a look at the medium, that was almost even as well, not a huge difference either. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it was at 6.48%. This is not too bad whatsoever, and it does show that many people are holding on to their OCGN shares. It being at 6.48 is probably attributed to also traders being in and out of the play as well, so that's one thing to keep in mind and contributes to its overall volatility. So now let's jump into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for OCGN, I would love to see it get back into the $9 area for this coming week. We know this will be an area of resistance, a psychological area, but if we have volume coming into the play, I could see strong moves to the upside. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. So buying volume coming into the stock can get it moving. In the bearish case scenario, I'd want to see it have some strength off of the 50-day moving average, because if it can use that as support, like I said, better opportunities to get back into the $9 range. And also when it comes to this play, you're going to have to exercise some patience. You're going to have to wait on business updates coming from Ocugen. So if you're not willing to wait, then you should really continue to do your homework and do your due diligence and find out if this is the right play for you. I want to emphasize this because I get those messages saying, what do you think is going to happen? This needs to happen. And it's coming from the same people on a consistent basis. So if you're going to be impatient, you might as well find another opportunity somewhere else and give your mental health a favor. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.